Hello everyone, how are you all? Hope everyone is fine. Myself Moinivas. I am presenting before you the topic respiratory system. So, what is respiratory system? Any guesses? Yeah, respiratory system is the system which helps you breathe, Okay. Now, in terms of biology, it is a system of structures. It is a biological system of structures and organs that helps in the process of gaseous exchange, that is respiration. So what is so let's see how it is going to take place. Okay, now these are the organs of respiratory system: nose, mouth, throat, also called pharynx; voice box, also called larynx; windpipe, also called trachea; large airways, also called bronchi; small airways, also called bronchioles; and lungs. Okay, so these are the structures or organs which are involved in the process of respiration. Let's see how. Nose, also called nasal cavity, and you all are aware of nose. What is nose? So what is the role of nose in the respiration? Nose is the point, or it helps in the entry of the air to our respiratory tract. That is, it is the organ through which air enters in the respiratory tract. Okay. Beside this, it also works as a sense organ of smell, and it has mucus cavities which helps in moistening or warming the air present inside the nose. Okay. Then we have mouth. Mouth, you all are aware of mouth. Beside the work of mouth, that is eating, chewing and cutting, grinding, mouth also play an important role in the respiration. What's the role of mouth in respiration? Any guesses? Yes, mouth also acts as an entry point of air to our respiratory tract. See, sometimes it happens that our nose are blocked or we are in a suffocating environment. Then we have to use our mouth for proper respiration. So, mouth acts as a point or organ through which air enters the respiratory tract when needed. Okay. Then we have pharynx. Pharynx is also a part of throat. Pharynx is also called throat. Now, pharynx is a structure, tubular structure, which is present behind the nose, present behind the oral cavity of mouth, and present above the trachea or windpipe. Okay. So we can see in the picture the pharynx is divided into three parts: nasopharynx, oropharynx, laryngopharynx. Okay. Now what's the role of pharynx in respiration? Pharynx does the work of carrying the air, food and fluid particle in the nose and mouth towards the trachea. Or it gently carries the air, food and fluid particle in the nose and mouth towards the trachea and then to rest part of the body. Okay. Now we have larynx. Now larynx is the portion which is present just below the pharynx, and it also contains the vocal cords. Beside this, it does the work of swallowing also, that is deglutition, and it also helps in the process of respiration. How? So larynx carries the air from the pharynx towards the trachea. Okay. Then we have trachea. Now trachea is a uh, cartilaginous structure, and it is also called windpipe. Why the name windpipe? Because it carries the air present in the larynx to the bronchi. Okay, so a trachea acts as a passage for air to travel from larynx to bronchi. Okay. Now, what is bronchi? The trachea is divided into two bronchi which enters into the lungs, right and left lungs specifically. And these bronchi carries the air from trachea to the lungs. These bronchi are further subdivided into bronchioles, which are further divided into the air sacs called alveoli. And alveoli is the place where only gaseous exchange take place. Okay, so this is the role of bronchioles in respiration. Then we have lungs. Okay, Lungs, the most important part of the respiration, or most important organ involved in respiration. Okay, lung is a soft spongy organ present inside our chest. Okay, chest region. Lungs, as we can see, that are two in number: right lung and left lung. Right lung consists of superior lobe, middle lobe, inferior lobe, and left lung consists of superior lobe, inferior lobe. Right lung is slightly larger than the left lung. Why so? Any answers? Yeah, to accommodate the heart in between, and that's why right lung is bigger than the left lung. Okay. So, and lung is covered by a pleural membrane containing pleural fluid. Okay, and know that the alveoli are present inside the lungs only. So, a gaseous exchange takes place in the alveoli, in the alveoli, in the lungs, in the alveoli. Okay. So till now it's clear how the organs are involved in the respiration and how organized for the process of respiration. Now moving to the process of respiration. So respiration, as we can see, it is subdivided into four parts: breathing, external respiration, gas transport by blood, internal respiration, and cellular respiration. Okay. Moving to each steps in detail. Breathing. Now breathing means breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in like this. Breathing in and breathing out. Okay. Now in breathing in we can see that we have a diaphragm. Our lung breathing in means we take in air. Okay. And breathing out means we expel air. So breathing in is also called inhalation and breathing out is also called exhalation. Okay. In breathing in our diaphragm is relaxed, while in breathing out our diaphragm is in bit upward position. Okay. It is also called ventilation. So in the case when the patients are given external ventilation, our lungs external ventilation, it is for so that the breathing takes place proper. Okay. So this process is also called ventilation. Now we have, sorry, external respiration. Okay. Now, in external respiration, we can see that there is exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. Now, this exchange is taking place between lungs and blood cells. Okay. So, alveoli is present in the lungs and the capillaries are present in the blood cells. So, we have oxygen going towards the blood and carbon dioxide going towards the lungs. Okay. This is the exchange which takes place in external respiration. Then we have gas transport in the blood. So once the oxygen reaches the blood, okay, you see here we can see that the oxygen from the alveoli is going towards the blood. Oxygen is diffusing in the blood, and the carbon dioxide is diffusing towards the lungs. Okay. So oxygen in the blood combines with hemoglobin to form oxyhemoglobin, and the carbon dioxide is transported in bicarbonate form towards in plasma. Okay. So this is the transport which takes place in the blood, that is gas transport. Next step is internal respiration. So in internal respiration also the exchange takes place. Okay. The oxygen and carbon dioxide, again the exchange of the gases of oxygen and carbon dioxide, but in this time the oxygen from the blood is moved towards the cells of the body, tissue cells of the body, and from the cells the carbon dioxide is again released into the blood cells. So this is in this step there is exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide in the blood and the cells of the body. So this is the internal respiration. Okay. Now, once the cell is the cell gets the oxygen, then there is a particular series of steps called cellular respiration, and these steps include glycolysis, Krebs cycle, and ETS. which further is responsible for generation of ATP, that is energy molecule. ATP means adenosine triphosphate energy molecules, and oxygen is used for generation of energy and carbon dioxide. So on the cell, so it is a bit complex step which will be cleared which will be cleared in coming which we cleared in coming slides. Okay, so it includes glycolysis, Krebs cycle, and ETS. So this whole comprises cellular respiration. Why the name cellular respiration? Because here oxygen which is received by cell is again uh, utilized in the process of liberating energy and gases, exchange of gases. So this is called cellular respiration. Okay, and this take place in cytosol and the mitochondria. Okay, mitochondria, as we all know, powerhouse generation. Mitochondria is also called as powerhouse of the cell. Okay, it is responsible for energy generation. So this is the cellular respiration, the last step of the respiration. Okay, now, now we can see that the four process of respiration. The four process of respiration: first process taking place in the lungs itself, where the air enters through the trachea or nose mouth, from the nose mouth, and finally pharynx, and finally to trachea, and then to the lungs. There the breathing takes place, which is also called as ventilation, or we can also call as pulmonary ventilation, that is breathing in and breathing out, inhalation and exhalation. Then we can see that the external respiration, where the exchange of gases take place from lungs to the capillaries. Blood capillaries, the oxygen is transferred from lungs to the blood capillaries. Then again from blood capillaries, CO2 is transferred back to the lungs. Okay, then we can see that the transport of respiratory gases, the oxygen which is received by blood capillaries combined with the hemoglobin of blood to form oxyhemoglobin, and the carbon dioxide is transported in bicarbonate form to the plasma. So there is transport of respiratory gases inside the blood cell, inside the blood. Okay, then uh, then there is again internal respiration, fourth step. Then the respiratory gases, that is CO2 and O2, are transferring inside the blood cell, but again there is exchange of CO2 O2. We can see that O2 from the blood is diffuses to the cells, body cells, and from the body cells O2 is again CO2 is again going back to the blood. Okay, so last step is cellular respiration, where the O2 is used by cells in the process of liberating ATP energy, and a CO2 molecule is released by cells, which goes back into the systemic circulation and pulmonary circulation, and finally it goes out of our body. Okay, so this is the process of respiration, which is involved in the process of gaseous exchange. Okay, I hope everything is clear to you all, and I hope you all enjoy this session, and I hope every point is clear to you. Thank you for listening. Stay home, stay safe, take care. Bye bye.